Hello.
Trying to keep my eyes wide.
I know you're like looking away, just like.
No, it's my first day back on Miracle Morning, and the R5 start absolutely wrecked me.
What was that photo? Was that one of your was Velux window? Were you looking up?
It's this.
Ah, okay. I thought it would make sense.
I was laying on that carpet there.
Oh, is that what you were just laying in the hallway?
Yeah, part of the thing with the exercise one for 10 minutes. I did a 10-minute ab workout, and everything else is flooring. I didn't want to go upstairs and wake the kids up.
Yeah.
So that's the only bit of carpet we've got. So I just laid on there and done it. So I finished, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank God it's done." But yeah, it takes a couple of days to get used to anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and
it does.
I started fasting, which isn't ideal, but those are the two things.
How long are you fasting?
Just not fasting till 12, eating 12 to late. I'm not like doing a diet or anything. I just want to try and drink more water and like not be eating. It's just like, it's like cups of teas and that for me. I'll get up in the morning and have a cup of tea. Then
Yeah, milk and
another milk and sugar. And then it's just like I've probably noticed I'm not having water. So I'm trying to drink more water.
I'd say one thing I've done which is really interesting on you saying that. So I've now, I do fast, but not really. But what I've done is 3 meals a day and then no snacks. That's really hard. Yeah. I didn't realize how that is really hard. That's what I've been doing the last maybe 3 days. And it's super hard to eat your, which is literally what we should do, breakfast, lunch and dinner, 3 meals. But you're
you get too used to it, don't you? Eating and snacking and just.
Oh yeah, I finish a client and then I go, every time I finish a client, I'm like, oh, gonna get some food now. And you think, well, that's like 7 or 8 times during the day. It's these little snack here, little snack there, and even you look at fruit, you eat fruit and it's high sugar, it stacks up with calories, and you think, oh wow, okay.
I just feel it's been so hectic the last couple of months, with events, social stuff, not just, where you've got a drink or not have to drink, but you're drinking and you're eating and you're feeling rough and then you're eating more. And then I woke up yesterday and I thought, oh, I feel like I felt like left out Play-Doh, Play-Doh goes hard and you just it's just needs to go in the bin. That's what I felt like yesterday morning. It's enough for me now. I need to sort myself out. So.
It's not good if you feel like left out Play-Doh. No. And I do know what that is with a toddler. I know exactly what that's like.
Miracle Morning and loads of water.
No more Play-Doh. So today, what we're going to be talking about, it's all on the screen already the whole time, consumer duty.
Yeah. Not consumer duty in a way of I'm ready to explain what consumer duty is. But
no one can explain that because no one has a clue.
No, do you know what? Everything we've learned or been obviously it's been getting drummed into us now for the last 6 months. We already do it.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds dead cliche, because I know there'll be loads of people, and I've been on the train and things where people have asked, oh yeah, we already do that. And then as they go on, they go, no. I'm like, no, we actually do that. The only, and I think that's why I've said it, to obviously my advisors don't know any different, but that's why when I started, that's one thing I noticed, and I've said numerous times on this show, and people have argued where I've said it's not our job to tell them what to get, it's our job to tell them what's available, make sure we know, and then they can make a decision. They should know. That's the whole point. We're just the in between that's going to explain everything. And I think consumer duty basically is coming in to make sure that people aren't just selling people what they want them to have, the easiest thing for them to do, something that's simple, as in using providers, even going as far as a well-being checklist of a benefit checklist of, this provider has this benefit free, this provider does this, and which one the client has. At the end of the day, every part of the product has got value to it, not just what it is, what it can do. Because some of the benefits are absolutely amazing, 24-hour GP anywhere.
Yeah.
That's insane. So we do it. We just need to be tighter on it, as in cover out. It's all right saying we do it, but where do we do it? Show me you do it. That's the bit we need to work on more. So I've been working with compliance to sort of sharpen my tools on, right, where can we physically put down, if anyone asks, that this is what we do, this is what the client has. And I've got a few ideas and things I'm working on to get sorted. But my main thing I want to talk about today with Consumer Duty is obviously we don't need people to be named, and we don't need people to say it's me. But there's a lot of people, mortgage advisors, who are not advising on protection.
Yeah.
1, because they don't understand it. 2, because they can't be asked. Or 3, they've never done it and they don't want to change their ways. Now, Consumer Duty is going to put a change to that, and you have to make your client aware. You have to explain to the client. So there's going to be a lot more, I suppose, like responsibility and consequences put on advisors. So it makes sense that if you have to do it anyway, which you should have been doing in the first place, like, don't get me wrong, it's ridiculous that you're not. But now you're being backed into a corner and you have to do it and you've got no choice. You've got 2 options. You either do it yourself and do a shit job, half-assed, and just because you have to, and in the end it's gonna come round and bite you on the backside anyway, eventually, because you won't be able to do as good a job. Or you pass it to someone else. Now, I don't, for the life of me, understand why people don't pass anywhere. As long as you have someone you trust, someone who you think's good, someone who you believe would look after your clients. And I know that might sound, oh, well, yeah, but you don't have anyone like that. Well, then find someone, because there will be someone. At the end of the day, if you're doing nothing, it's better for the client to have something, even if it isn't the best of the best. But you need to start referring it out. Get someone who you want to refer your business to. And sorry, I'm just going to say it as it is. I'm free. Send it to me. I'll happily. I'm running a team, and all my team are absolutely, the reason I haven't blown on in terms of volume of staff is for that reason, because I want staff who are absolutely shit hot on client service, doing what's right by compliance, making sure they understand the product. And I know I've got 4 staff there, who can advise on insurance, that are unbelievable. I would pass my clients to them, which is what I wanted. I wanted to have a team that I would feel comfortable giving my clients. At the end of the day, this business is my baby. It needs to be looked after. So if anyone is, I don't know, wanting to know realistically what they think they should be looking at in terms of how the process would be, how it would work, if they passed a client, what would get passed back. Because I think a lot of the time people are worried that they're going to lose clients. I don't know, that say for example, Meg's my mortgage broker.
Yeah.
If the mortgage company sent me a lead and said, look, this client needs protecting, we're not going to do it, we want to give you them for you to do it. That obviously goes without saying that none of those clients will ever be fed through to our mortgage side. That's your client. It's now to do with us in terms of mortgages, where they're purely for the protection. And I suppose until they try it, they're never going to know. But they've had the choice before, whereas they don't now. So they're going to have to they're going to have to do it. And I just think just get on board and get it done. So otherwise you're going to struggle.
I think you're right as well. I think it's a good idea to utilize someone like yourself who doesn't, you've got one mortgage broker, but really you are a protection firm, and Meg, and Meg's got her own stuff. She deals with it. She's got more than enough that she needs to deal with. I think that you guys are more positioned to help these advisors. You're a named brand. People know who you are. You're very trusted. And it is, as you say, more and more, I've spoken with quite a few networks about Consumer Duty, and some of the things that have always come up is you can't just say client didn't want to speak about it, or you can't do what we used to do, and what people do. I know that it goes, client not interested, kind of well, actually, client, you just never spoke about it. And you have to you can see that coming, and you can see all the networks gearing up for it. And I think if you want to protect I'm saying this to the brokers now, if you want to protect your business and make sure that your clients are getting the best results, I don't think referring to the in-house network, the in-house kind of team of your network, is probably a good idea. I would be going to look for strategic partners with people who are professionals like you at that thing. And makes sense.
You don't have to just go with, so I know there'll be a lot of people who would DA who don't do it. and they'll need to start doing it. There'll be a lot of people in networks, and obviously the network want to keep it within the network. Like ideally, they want you to transfer the business within the network, so they still get a split of it, which makes sense. And they're all in the same, it's all in house. But if you're not comfortable with that, ask them, challenge it, and say, I don't want to send it to them. No, it might not necessarily be me. There might be someone else who you look at and you think, I really like the way they speak. I like the way they advise. I like the way they deal with clients. That's who I want to send my business to. And rather than just, especially now with what's going on and the changes that are being made, don't just accept it. They're going to say, that's what they want you to do, but challenge it. Say, can I want to. And then if they say no, ask for why, ask for the reasoning as to why. Yeah. Because for me, from a client perspective or consumer duty perspective, surely it would make more sense that you are passing your clients to someone that you have more faith in than someone who you just blindly transfer. It reminds me like a blind transfer.
Yeah.
Not in a call center. This is the situation it reminds me of. If you're in a call center and you're on the phone, you're on the other end, and to say, I'm going to transfer you through. And I always say, please do not blind transfer me. I want you to transfer me through, explain what's happening, give my details, and then transfer me.
Nothing worse than when you're trying to explain that. Yeah, and then they go, so what's happened?
Yeah, like, and sometimes you'll get good people on the phone who'll have actually done that. And then when you get put through, they go, I've just been speaking to Mark's told me this. But then other arms, you blind transfer, and they go, hello, and you go, hiya, and they go, hi.
So what's up?
Yeah, what's up? I did not explain it. No, sound great. What to do with it? And that's what I mean, like, do you want a blind transfer, or do you want to make sure that what you've got set up is you know the process, you know what's going to happen, you know what the client journey is, what happens after the client's set up. You start writing your own rules of it. At the end of the day, it's coming anywhere. So yeah. You can't avoid it anymore. You should have been doing it in the first place, but let's not cry over spilled milk. I think
that's true, though. I think you say consumer duty. I don't think it's a negative thing at all. I think a lot of people are talking about it quite negatively, but I think it's pretty positive. I actually think that across the board, it's, as you said, if you do the right job for your clients, actually you'll be all right. That is literally what it is. If you look after your clients, you will get a good result. And so I think it's a good idea, and pairing with you would be great. Yeah,
pair me, pair with someone else, or pair with me. But yeah.
But do something.
Just don't because it's at the end of the day, it's sieving out the shit, isn't it? That's what consumer duty is doing.
It's stopping people from it's putting the client at the forefront of it and stopping people.
Our industry, honestly, when people have been like I've spoke to a few people, and some of them are dead positive about it, and others are saying it's bad, and I'm like, I don't understand how it's bad. If anything, it's going to make sure with that there's less complaints, there's less issues. It's just more straightforward.
Makes it fair to the client, it makes it easier, and it's going to weed out the cowboys. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So what's your parting words?
If you're gonna pass it, then pass it to the DPP.
I love that. That's brilliant.